Often the media fails to highlight the plight of police officers who are deployed to protect lives and property when riots and looting occur. By humanizing officers, the media fears it will reveal the true nature of these demonstrations. Sometimes, however, the media gets it right. The following is a short segment from a much longer interview with Officer Jakhary Jackson of the Portland Police Bureau. Officer Jackson shares his perspective on the riots which have been occurring in Portland. At the end of the video, I will include the link to the entire interview, which was posted on KGW News.
So there's been highs and lows.
Yeah.
I know you and I were talking the other day, and you were sharing just some of the hateful and racist things that you and other officers of color have been subject to, and I mean, I was just floored. But I think that's some of the stuff that people haven't been seeing or hearing, and we've worked very hard within our agency to try and recruit and retain a diverse population of officers. Can you share a little bit about that experience?
It says something when you're at a Black Lives Matter protest, you have more minorities on the police side than you have in a violent crowd, and you have white people screaming at black officers. You have the biggest nose I've ever seen. And you hear these things and you go, where are these people are they gonna say something to this person? No. So, and that's just one example. Having people tell you, what to do with your life, that you need to quit your job, that you need to, you're hurting your community, but they're not even part of the community. And once again, you as a privileged white person telling someone of color what to do with their life.
A lot of
And
hypocrisy.
Absolutely, and you don't even know what I've dealt with, what these white officers that you're screaming at, you don't know them. You don't know anything about them. And there are racist people out in the world. Absolutely. There are bad cops out there in the world. We don't associate with those people. They make us all look bad. That's not something that I stand for. That's not something that my coworkers stand for. And I've been called on calls the N-word. I don't know. I can't even count in the time that I have been a police officer. And having white officers jump in and defend me, and me telling them, just ignore it, and them being absolutely shocked, and you really get and they get to see it, and so, like I said, when you're standing on the line and they're getting called those names and they're being accused of being racist, when you've seen those officers helping people of color, getting blood on them, trying to save someone's life that's been shot, gang violence, domestic violence, and you see them and they're truly trying to help save someone's life, and then they turn around and are called a racist by people that have never seen anything like that have never had to put themselves out there. It's disgusting. So
one of the images that stands out for me was an image that Dave Killen from the Oregonian, a photographer from the Oregonian, took, and I believe it was published June 3rd, so it was about the fourth day into this. And I saw this image of, I think it's 4 officers with this huge explosive firework, like one of the big ones, exploding in the midst of our officers. And when I first saw it, I cried, because I thought, thank God nobody died. And then I found out who some of the officers were, and one was you, and one was one of our sergeants, who is also African American. And to me, that image stood out because the demonstrations are for Black Lives Matter, and 2 of my colleagues who are African Americans are standing there and nearly died. Can you share a little bit about that incident and what happened, and kind of what your thoughts were?
I'll say this. There's this thing where if you're a black cop, you're not black. I take this uniform off and I'm suspicious. I look like someone that these people would then call the police on. I have been, when I was young, at a party, and I got jumped by a group of white people. Okay, me putting this uniform on does not erase that history that I've had. So when I had that explosive thrown at me, I saw it. I thought it was maybe just like a little firework or something like that, and I realized something was wrong. And I didn't. You see a flash? I didn't even see a flash. I just felt it, and it was hot, and I felt tingling in my fingertips. It was a very powerful blast, and to think that someone has that much anger and hatred, they don't even know someone, to throw something like that and just not care. It's sad. It really is. But yeah, it went off, and all I remember was feeling it, and then I felt a fire medic. Their jobs are, if we catch on fire, they grab us by our shoulders and pull us back, and they'll put us out, and all we're supposed to do is cover our face, keep our airway open in case we do catch on fire. And I felt that blast. I had a gas mask on, so I couldn't see that well, and just felt these hands grab my shoulder, and I was like, oh, I'm hurt. I don't even know. I don't even know what just happened. I must be messed up. And they said that they were 10 feet behind me and felt the blast, and they knew, they just didn't know what had happened to me. And I feel lucky that I didn't get seriously injured. But I was told that people were taping marbles and rocks to these explosives. And so you just don't know what it is that you're going into when these things are flying at you in the air. It's some nights where it's dark, you can't see what's coming at you, and what it is it a rock, is an explosive, how long did the person hold it that it was lit, where it can just go off at any minute while you're just standing there. And I remember a night where I was holding my I had my stick in my hand, and I was looking at one of the forensic folks mess with their camera, and this rock, a big rock just came and just hit my stick from the dark and right between us, and I'm grabbing her and pulling her back behind a car. She didn't even see it. If that had hit her in the head, that had killed her. And like I said, rocks were dark, it was dark out, and so it was truly a terrifying experience. Just like I said, just not knowing what could happen to the person next to you.
Far too often, people are willing to turn a blind eye when someone on their team acts inappropriately. When this happens, however, and you make excuses for such behavior or condone it, you become as corrupt as an officer who ignores the misdeeds of a bad cop. Hopefully, Officer Jackson's testimony will enlighten many people about the truth of what's happening on the streets in Portland. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.